Hi, welcome to today's video. I'm Kayla Saylor, a local realtor here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm excited today to talk about what it actually costs to live in Cincinnati. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe. So are you considering a move to Cincinnati, Ohio? Whether you're relocating for work, school, or just looking for a fresh start, one of the first questions you'll have is, really, what does it actually cost to live here? In this video, we're going to deep dive into Cincinnati's cost of living. We'll cover housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, healthcare, and those everyday expenses that everybody has. Plus, we'll share what salary you'll likely need to live comfortably here in the Queen City. So let's start with housing, one of the biggest factors in your budget. Cincinnati's housing market is more affordable than many other U.S. cities, and the median home price in Cincinnati is well below the national average, coming in at $293,000. Of course, prices will vary widely depending on the neighborhood. Hyde Park, Oakley, and Mount Lookout will run higher, while areas like Westwood, Price Hill, and Avondale are more budget-friendly. This will make your roughly average monthly mortgage payment about $1,500 to $2,000. Next, let's talk about utilities. On average, a family of four in Cincinnati spends about $90 to $100 a month on their sewer and water bill, about $250 to $300 a month on their electric and gas bill, but that number can rise to about $500 to $600 monthly, especially during the peak summer and winter. Trash can run about $20 a month. Internet service usually runs between $60 to $90 a month, depending on the provider and speed, and we can't forget about the phone bill. That can range from $100 to $200 a month, depending on what service and provider you have. Food costs are very manageable here. For groceries, a single person typically spends between $300 to $600 a month, and a family of four averages between about $900 and $1,200 per month. Cincinnati is home to Kroger's headquarters, which means there's plenty of grocery stores across the city, and you'll also find budget-friendly chains like Aldi and big box stores like Costco. When it comes to dining out, the city offers everything from cheap eats like Skyline Chili and La Rosa's Pizza to upscale dining along the riverfront. A casual meal usually costs between $12 to $15. A mid-range meal for two can cost $50 to $70. For a family of four who eats out 1 to 2 times a week at fast, casual, inexpensive restaurants, they could expect to spend $300 to $400 eating out a month. For a family of four who eats 3 to 5 times a week, has a mix of fast, casual dining and mid-range restaurants, can expect to spend $600 to $900 a month. And finally, for a family of four who eats out frequently at both fast casual spots and mid-range upscale restaurants, could expect to spend $1,000 to $1,500 a month on eating out, especially if grabbing a bite to eat is an everyday expense. Transportation is another key expense. Cincinnati is largely a driving city. However, the Metro bus service is available with limited coverage outside the city area for about $80 a month. While residents rely on driving, especially if they live in the suburbs and work downtown, owning a car is a must. Those with a monthly car payment can expect to spend $700 to $800 a month on a new car and $400 to $600 a month on a used car. Car owners can also expect to spend about $150 to $300 a month per gas. If applicable, they may need to pay for parking, which ranges from $50 to $100 on the high end. And lastly, car insurance can range from $130 to $140 a month. Families with multiple vehicles often budget between $500 to $800 monthly or more monthly for transportation expenses. Healthcare in Cincinnati is slightly below the national average. Costs depend heavily on your insurance coverage, but overall, the region benefits from having several major healthcare providers, including UC Health, TriHealth, and Cincinnati Children's Hospital. For a single adult, health insurance could run from about $125 to $175 if provided through their employer, and $450 to $500 if obtaining health insurance in the marketplace. For a family plan, costs may average between $400 and $500 a month through their employer and $1,300 to $1,500 a month if it obtained in the marketplace. Now let's talk lifestyle. Entertainment, shopping, and other extras will vary based on your habits, but here's a ballpark. For a family of four, entertainment such as movies, concerts, or sporting events can cost between $300 to $400 or more monthly depending on how often you go out. The great news is that Cincinnati offers a lot of free or low-cost options, from concerts at Washington Park to hiking the local parks to exploring the riverfront trails. So what does this all add up to? For a single person, living in Cincinnati generally requires an income of about $65,000 to $85,000 per year, depending on your housing and lifestyle choices, but you can get by with about $55,000 to $60,000 per year. For a family of 4, especially if you're renting or buying a larger home in a good school district, a comfortable budget is between $105,000 to $130,000 a year, with an annual salary of $85,000 to $100,000 to get by. Overall, Cincinnati's cost of living is about 3 to 6% below the U.S. average. That means your money stretches further here than in many other cities, without sacrificing your quality of life. Overall, Cincinnati offers affordable housing, a strong job market, great schools, and plenty of culture and environment. If you're looking for a city where your money goes farther while still having access to big city amenities, the Queen City might be a perfect fit. Thank you for watching. If you found the breakdown helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more local insights, and drop your questions about living in Cincinnati down below. See you in the next video.